Alrighty, we are back. We are getting into our second series of the evening. We've got Stark versus KOI. It's going to be a ZVZ starting on Catalina. No surprise to start on this map. But, it should be a good series, ZVZ-wise. I know Couchy was saying that KOI was practicing ZVZ earlier, and I know Stark is... I've been watching him stream a little bit, and he's been playing a ton of ZVZ just on ladder and trying to do some interesting things. So I'm intrigued to see what he's going to be doing here in this game. In this series and in this entire group. So introducing our players, starting in the top right from All Inspiration. It is our British Zerg in yellow. It is Stark.
And spawning in the bottom right of Catalina, the American living in Scotland in pink from Unrivaled. It is Koali. Yeah, Koali. For people who were watching groups yesterday, like Roxas got out for a very good ZVZ. Koali was playing him today and beat him in a series. So Koali ZVZ's on point at the moment. So I'm expecting big things from him.
Yeah, from what I've always seen of him, he's always had really good ZVZ. And Stark, he was originally a Zerg player. He was playing Terran for the entirety of last CTL season, but he switched back to Zerg now, which was his main race initially, in which he's done a lot of work with, writing most of the build orders on IMBA builds for the Zerg players, and I think for actually a lot of the players, really, or a lot of the races. So he definitely knows what he's doing, but still interested to see what's happening. And already we do have, well, it was a 14 pool. It's 14 pool for both players, which is a bit of a deviation from yesterday when we had all the players going hatch first almost all the time in CVC, which was just absolutely nuts. But both players going for a pool first, but KO switching it up, going for a gas as well behind this. So it can be up to Stark to try to defend whatever's going to be coming his way. But so long as Stark just stays at a gas and he gets up enough queens with his extra middle income, he should be okay against whatever KO is doing. But until we see an expansion from our pink Zerg player, this is going to be pretty scary.
Yeah, he's not looking at expanding anytime soon. Looking to put on a bit of pressure with some early speedlings and possibly some banelings. We'll see if he stays in gas at all. So both players are aware where everyone is, where they are on the map. And Squiley does send this overlord in, and he does see gasless as well. So I don't know if that's going to trigger a reaction out of him to put on a lot of pressure or not. We shall see. I know Koali does like to play mutas a fair bit in ZVZ. So Muta's generally pretty good against a gasless opening as well.
I'm not sure if that's actually going to be anything that he's going to get to. He is going to go ahead and expand, but speed is on the way, and he has kept 2 drones in gas, so could be still a really quick Banley nest coming up here from KOL. He's about to hit 50 gas here. And one more trip from a drone. He can throw down that Bane nest if he wants to. And with that earlier speed and still no gas out of Stark back over on the other side of the map, it's going to be pretty scary. But Stark kind of realizing what's coming his way. He has thrown out a spine crawler in his main base. He doesn't have nearly enough lings to fend off all of these just yet. So he's going to have to use his queen. Have to use it nicely. And KO already picking off 1 ling really quickly there. So that's a nice little pickup. I mean, any amount of units you kill early on in these types of games can be absolutely huge. And Stark's, well, speaking of early units maybe getting killed, Stark's queen was getting a little brave out there, but speed about to finish up, which means the ramp is going to be a point of interest here for Stark, and he is bringing down another queen to be able to wall that off, and even another spine collar is being created up in the main base, so he's going to bring one of those down.
Super defensive.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's seen the natural yet.
Yeah. Has he? Has he? Sure. Oh, he has. He has seen the natural expansion.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Koali's going to commit too heavy. He's got 4 more lings on the way, but he's building drones, building another queen. He's going to commit too much to this. I mean, he's forced out 2 spine crawlers as well, which is nice.
Yeah, that's 200 minerals and also 2 more drones that aren't actually mining right now. He's actually forcing out another spine crawler. So Stark he's giving his opponent enough credit not to just assume he's going to be safe against him. Despite the later hatchery down here for KOL, I mean, the worker count it's only a little bit behind. But the nice thing for KOL is that he's forced these 2 queens sitting at the ramp this entire time. That means Stark has not been injecting his main base, so he hasn't actually been doing much of anything. Nice transfuse down from Stark. He's going to probably transfuse one more time. This queen is kind of a last stand queen over here, but may eventually fall down. A little bit of a missed target there by that queen. Could have probably targeted down 2 of those lings a little bit quicker at least prior to dying, but it does kill off a lot there with those 2 transfuses, but now only 1 queen is actually injecting, and that's in the main base, and that just happened, so still a pretty threatening stance here from KOL if he wanted to, but he's back home just droning up nicely and going to lair very quickly here.
Yeah, and a Wartron straight away as well. Yeah, I'm liking Koala's position. Getting that queen really helpful. It's going to slow down the injects. It's going to allow him to catch back up in the drone count. Just goes pretty much into a pretty even game now, I think. He's forced out a lot of spine crawlers, which aren't really going to be helpful now. They're going to deter later Ling run bys at most, but the lack of injects from Stark, who had to defend on those queens on the ramp, allow Koala to kind of catch back up. As Stark does start his +1 first, and Koala's Evo Chamber just about to finish now as well, as he starts +1, only a little bit behind, but he already has Lair.
Yeah, having Larry could get that roach speed a little bit quicker, and we do see roach speed coming on already. So if Stark if Stark gets a little bit too aggressive on the map with his own roaches, they could get caught out just for the virtue of having speed finished for the other player. If he's able to, push him away just briefly, and then he can just chase forever across the map and pick off more and more roaches as they try and retreat. But I don't know if Stark will maybe make that mistake. He does not have his own lair on the way, so he may just be wanting to attack with a lot of roaches with +1, because right now it's all we see in the production tab, and he's even maybe trying to hide those roaches a little bit from any scouting links coming in. So this is it's a pretty scary push coming from Stark, but at the same time, nothing but roaches in production on the other side of the map, and it's not like Keowali isn't going to have +1 of his own, and with both players just constantly making roaches. That's all they're doing right now on either side. We got 15 right now for Stark, 10 for Keowali, and both players still. There's nothing but roaches, and we do have a lair on the way now for Stark. But as I said, if Stark takes a bad engagement with his roaches, he can get chased across the map. He probably will go for this 3rd hatchery from Keowali that I guess neither of us actually noticed or mentioned. So he probably is trying to attack that.
Yeah, there's no really good way for Stark to deny this. He has these roaches, but I think Koala should have enough roaches. And defender's advantage with speed, he should be quite fine to hold this, I think.
He sees those roaches. He looks like he's going to pounce. He actually may be trying to bait them in a little bit further. Stark should know that speed is finished, and that should put off some alarm bells for him. He doesn't want to get caught out too in a really rough position. Already losing 2 roaches, and when it's just roach versus roach, you don't want to lose any. And now, yeah, he's going to get this 3rd base, but he's going to lose every single one of his roaches over here, which can be pretty rough. He does kill a queen as well, and he's not actually focusing the 3rd hatchery. Still not focusing the 3rd hatchery. That mate, that's probably not going to die now. Okay, it does barely go down, but as I said, he's lost every single roach. He does have another 14 back home, and he's still making a lot more, but without speed. And KO is going to get across the map pretty quickly here. He could start spreading creep with all of his overlords and try to help out and get this roach up there a little bit quicker, but now we're in that position of ZVZ where both players are probably going to try and kill each other's 3rd base and trade off their armies and then just go back and forth for a little while. But now these spine crawlers may actually help out a little bit here for Stark.
Both players moving in. I'm not sure Koala can take that fight. Stark getting that 3rd. If Koala can get the 3rd and get out of there without losing too much, he might be okay. A little bit slow react there from Stark, and I think Koala's definitely going to get this 3rd now.
Yeah,
positioned well on the high ground. Yeah.
Nothing Stark can really do with that. He does have his 3 spine crawlers. He will eventually be able to move up there so when he wants to take the 3rd base again. But yeah, the 3rd hatcher is down once again for Keowali. So he's got that going for him. Still nothing but roaches in production for both players. Neither of them have continued droning. Stark does enjoy his small roach lead, but that's mainly in his gas economy right now. He's got 3 extra workers on gas. That 4th extractor has not been thrown down by KOL, and he's missing a couple drones at his main, or a couple drones at his natural and 1 drone in his main. So a little bit better economy for Stark, but still just it's a little bit difficult for either player to really do damage to the other one without losing their entire army.
Yeah, Koala's got +2 on the way. Quite a big lead as well in that upgrade. And he's sitting in a pretty good spot. And he's starting to get drones onto this 3rd now as well. He's only 2 drones behind. Stark's a little bit oversaturated. Oh no, he's completely perfectly saturated. There you go. Got Koala's undersaturated. There, never mind me. It's early. I really
It
like
is indeed.
Koala's position though.
Yeah,
His
he's got
third
his
base has
+2
been
finishing
delayed.
up with that third base finished as well. He's going to have that extra production. He doesn't have a queen over there just yet to help inject that side, but he's going to have a massive roach lead if he is able to get that queen out and start that production soon enough. Right now the roach is 49 to 45, already in favor of KL Wally, and he has +2. Stark is actually going for Burrow instead of anything else. Right now, he's going for Carapace KLY is going for Carapace as well. So he's going to finish up most of his upgrades at a pretty good time. But I think if this attack comes before Stark's +2 finishes, KLY should take a pretty nice engagement at this third base and maybe even deny it flat out, depending on how Stark is able to defend this. And he doesn't see this coming, so Roach is going to get right on top of this third. That's going to get canceled immediately. It doesn't even get canceled.
No cancel. Yeah, that was completely unseen as well. A little bit, like they've both got pretty good vision, but I think Stark just slipping a little bit on some overlords on that side of the map. Didn't see it coming at all. So he denies the third again. Is really hurting Stark now. Quali is slowly saturating this to being sneaking out a few drones here and there to just keep up the roach production because he's really forcing Stark's hand. Quali just needs to continue to defend. He's going to build up quite a nice lead. This +2 is almost finished for Stark, and it will be on even terms.
Stark does have Burrow movement about to finish up, I think. Yeah, it's about to finish up for Stark, so he can try to use that to come back in this game, but Roach versus Roach battle is not really going to go in his favor. +2 did just finish for Stark, and he is taking a pretty decent engagement, only fighting half of the army at once over here, getting right on top of it. Kind of an awkward situation for KOL. He's losing a lot of his army right now, but he's got 12 Roaches in production that will be joining this eventually, but Stark is going to take a decent fight here, but KOL still just so much left over. He's going to be able to trade efficiently. His Carapace is about to finish up as well. He's going to have to fight into a couple of Spine Callers if he wants to keep pushing, which he doesn't really want to do. So he's going to back up at least until his reinforcements arrive, or he's just going to find a different location to attack, which is probably what he's going to be doing for the next 5 or 10 minutes in this game.
Yeah, I'll try and deny some creep as well. Try and stem the vision. He's going to try and look to force a fight here. +1 Carapace has finished. It's going to add a little bit to the fight. More roaches streaming in. I'm pretty sure Koala's got enough to force his way through here.
Yeah, definitely. Stark will have to tap out. The roach count was getting out of control there for KOL. Getting that third base is so important in a ZVZ, and KOL was the one who's able to get that a little bit quicker, so he will go ahead and take game number 1 here in this series.
Very even game from those two. I think they're very well matched up, these two players. I think they're quite even on skill. It's a very interesting series. I think that series, it really came down to just that second snipe of the third base. Just went unscouted getting across the map. That really hurt Stark, I think.
Yeah, if Stark was up on the high grounds, he may have been able to actually do anything against that, but
yeah,
where he was, he couldn't get up and defend it. He didn't even cancel his base, which really sucked, because that was 200 minerals he lost for free.
Yeah. Or at least force
some roaches.
Bad trade out of it. Because Koala really got that for free. He didn't lose any roaches, canceling or killing that third. He had at least forced a bad engagement. I think Stark will be a bit dirty on himself with that game. Game 2 though, Overgrowth. Another good map.
See what the smaller map, so you could probably see the same situation, but Stark, I kind of almost expect him to do some sort of early pool in this game. We'll have to see. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure how often KOL does something like that, but I know Stark was talking about it, and he did it in the qualifiers against 1HP for the win, going for a 9 pool in one of their games, so it's possible. It's possible.
He's been talking about 9 pools a lot, actually, on Skype, when I've been speaking to him. 9 pool, best pool. Was that you having the argument with? I can't remember now.
I don't think so. I don't really know.
I don't think so. Oh, I was talking to someone. I might have been Koali, actually, we were talking to as well. In the CSL group on Skype. It'd be interesting. We haven't really seen any real strong cheese in any of these EVZ so far. A lot of it's just been macro games. That's definitely been the longest game though that we've had. I think both players quite good at deflecting those early pools.
Yeah. We'll introduce our players. We are in game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left. He is down 1-0 in this, or 0-1 in this series, I should say. In yellow from All Inspiration, it is Stark.
And in the top, from Unrivaled, in the pink, the Zerg player Koali. And we're getting a 9 pull. No Overlord in production. 200 minerals. Excuse me. Nice early pull from Stark. And see what Koali's reaction was. It would be. I expect him to go pull first. I'd be very surprised if he goes hatch first, to be honest.
Yeah, especially on this map. I mean, he went pool first on Catalina. So if he doesn't go pool first on Overgrowth, he could think that he's going to be a little bit safe. I mean, okay, he's going to go pool first, so at least he will have that going for him. So it is even a bit of an earlier pool for him. So he's looking to do an all-in as well. It's going to be a little bit interesting to see which one of them works a bit better. Looking like just the Ling Bling all-in off of 1312, 4K Ollie. And behind the Stark, and he's got his drones and gas as well, so he could be going for speed, could be going for an early Banliness. Not really sure what he's going to be doing exactly with that until he decides to make something. No Lings in production just yet for Stark. I mean, his Overlord was pretty far behind. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or intentional, but 6 Lings in production now. Not sure if he's going to try and hide this Overlord or send it in an awkward pathing, so his opponent doesn't know how late that second Overlord is or not, but looks like that will probably catch each other. And it is going to be a Banliness down, no speed. So it's going to be pure Slowling and Banes coming up against, well, probably pure Slowlings and Banes. But I think this build for KOLE actually gets speed pretty quickly. So
he sees the Lings as well, just sees them on the way past, which is perfect for him. I think Koali's in a pretty good spot to hold this build as well. He's got 6 Lings. He's got speed on the way. No speed started. No Banliness for Koali, which is unfortunate, but as soon as he gets the next 15 gas, he should be getting on that. Stark's turning these Lings around. He realizes he's probably not quite happy about this. He's gone the 9 pull, and I don't think it's gonna. Koali's got the better end of the stick as far as early pull shenanigans go.
I'm curious if Stark will try to pull out, maybe go for roaches, or if he just wants to continue going just as many bandings as he can to defend, because speed is going to be finishing up for KOLE relatively soon. And once that happens, he's going to have a massive advantage against Stark, because he's not going to have speed for a really long time. And he's only got 1 drone and gas right now, and he's using most of his gas to actually make bandings because he has to. And he has to use gas on bandings, but there you go. He is getting speed now, but that means he only has 2 banes. And if those go down, that means he has nothing else left over. But I'm sure, is KOLE actually pulling out of this as well? Are both players just trying to macro out of their early game?
No, I think Koali has no reason to attack. He has an advantage. He has speed. He has a drone lead. He's still mining gas, but he's in a pretty good position. Ling speed does finish, and he's moving across the map now. Might try and get some damage done. Still no base going down either. Doesn't want to lose this Overlord. He can catch his Queen as well. It's going to be real beneficial to him. Banelings do start. 6 of them. It's going to come down to the micro. Yeah, Stark really can't afford too many.
He's trying to make as many as he can. He only has 3 right now. He almost loses 1. Good control out of Stark so far. But still, so few units for both players right now. 6 Banelings to 3. We got 16 Lings for 15, so it is relatively even. Good first couple of connections there for Stark. He's going to kill off another Baneling. It does kill 3 Lings, however, and again, without having speed finish, this is so difficult for Stark to control against this. Oh, does lose a lot of Banes there. So that's rather rough, but now actually everything is cleaned up for both players. We have 1 Baneling being created right now left over. A lot of Lings in production for KOLE, and a lot more Lings in production for KOLE than Stark right now. 14 Lings, 12 Lings on Stark's side. Another Queen is going to be coming out as well. Stark trying to... Oh, good. There he goes. Does control that
Baneling. Connections there for Stark.
Speed is miscontrol, really. And with that, KOLE did not trade that very well.
No,
he had the upper hand for a little while, especially at the end of that little situation there. He probably could have gone in and killed a couple of drones, but does lose all of his Lings to really nothing. But a Baneling that he could have microed away from. But now both players are going to be trying trading in the middle of the map with Speedlings. and creating banelings whenever they can and try to trade with that. So really intense ZVZ is going to be coming up here for the next 10 or 15 minutes, really.
Yeah, they can keep this fight going for quite a while now. Good bailing hits there for Koali. He's got 4 more. He can get a cancel on these bailings. That's going to be great news for him. Oh, loses a lot there at the watchtower as well.
Still nothing but lings in production for both of these players. We do have more Banes out right now for Kawali. He's got 4. They're just wilding around across the map. A little slow, but that's how they roll. Well, that was not intended to play, but it happens. But Stark does have a couple of queens on the high ground now to actually defend this, so it's going to be difficult for Kawali to actually push up here. In response, he's going to take his own natural base and just try to deny Stark from actually taking his natural for as long as he possibly can. We'd have a Roach Horn on the way here for Kawali as well, so he's got to transition out of here. He's going to try and spend probably as little gas as possible at this point. And right now just sending lings all over the map, trying to see if he can find his opponent sneaking around, making sure he's not going to get caught off guard by anything, and know if his opponent takes a base absolutely anywhere on the map. Actually, this map vision right now for Kawali is
yeah, that looks really, really cool moving across the minimap, just seeing all that pink and then the vision come up as well. You can see everything going on. And Koali's still well ahead. His natural is so far along. And Stark had the more aggressive build. He was the one that had to do damage. Lair is starting, and are we going to see Swarm Host into Nidus?
I think it almost has to be Swarm Host. He can't really go mid off of one base. Swarm Host will buy him enough time, probably. I don't know if he'll be able to Nidus at this point. He could possibly do that. I mean, his opponent's not going to have just a few roaches. He's not going to have much else besides that. If he wants to put a Nidus outside the 3rd base or something like that of Kawali's and start pushing into the natural with just a bunch of spores, spines, and queens as well. Lair finishing up here for Stark. Is it going to be an Infestation Pit or not? Something, anything come down.
Waiting. We're playing the waiting game.
There it is, yep.
Infestation Pit. So he's going to be Nidus. I don't think he's going to take another base. I think he's going to try and make this work.
Can work. It's really delayed off what someone like someone on All In Zerg wise would do if they're going for those 1 base Nidus, but I'm not sure if KY is going to let him get to that point. Stark does have a couple queens on the high ground. He's going to start do the wall off with the spines as well, so this is going to be extremely difficult for KY to actually break up into. It's kind of a matter of time, and I think he'll actually realize that, and that's why he's got these lings all over the place patrolling. He doesn't want any Nidus to come down at this point. But Stark, he's got overloads everywhere. He's going to be able to throw one down eventually, probably out of vision of at least one of these lings, but still, this is going to be really awkward here for a while. We have 1 Swarm Host. The first Swarm Host is in production now.
Yeah, I think Koali knows what's going on as well. I think he prepared specifically for this build. He's lost to it a few times from the All-In Zergs.
Spine Color's not finished up on the high ground just yet. Queen's trying to transfuse as well as they're able, but Kawali is focusing down the high energy queen, and losing queens at this point is really, really rough, because that means he doesn't have any queens to get inside the Nidus to help out that creep spread from there, help out anything from there, really. And Kawali, I mean, yeah, you're like I said, he's definitely prepared for this build. He's spreading everything everywhere. He's got vision everywhere possible right now. It's going to be so hard for Stark to actually get on the map the way he wants to.
Yeah, Stark's trying to move this Overlord out of vision. This Overlord near the goal base of Koali's been kind of moving around, trying to find a dead spot he can drop a Nidus, but there is no dead spot at the moment. He's popped one behind the 3rd of Koali, but it's spotted right away.
Yeah, with enough lings on the map. I mean, right now he doesn't have many lings. He's got a lot of roaches, so things could pop out of here, but it's only a single Swarm Host. He gets it out. He gets a couple Banelings out as well, and some lings. So he's gonna be able to burrow that. So I guess he's got the Swarm Host out and no vision right now for Kawali, but the Nidus is gonna go down here in a second.
He should be starting Overseer. Yeah, starting Overseer right now. I don't think this is gonna work. I mean, there's 3 Swarm Hosts here, which is nice, but yeah, GG called. Well held there by Koali.
Yeah.
Good preparation.
Good preparation, yeah. There's nothing you can do against that build other than knowing it's going to come and knowing what to do against it, which is exactly what he did. So, GG to Kawali.
Guessed right on the 9 pool, I think. Took the gamble, went the 12 pool, or 13, 12 pool, whatever it was in the time, and he just had the build order advantage. Kind of forced Stark into that to go Nidus and Swarmos. I think it was his really only option. It was going to be pretty hard for him to take a natural, I think. And he got some good trades, but Quali just had the drone lead. It was an uphill battle for Stark.